Welcome to the Cavs Chug. Because it's Cavs Chug, I'm not drinking beer tonight. I'm drinking water. Ed, Roger, how are you guys doing? Are you drinking water or are you drinking alcohol?
Roger?
You know, Ed, what? Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Nice. Roger?
Big surprise. I got Edmund. It's
Edmund's
Wednesday
good
night.
still.
I have 3 beers a week and sometimes 4 when I get accidentally drunk. And I just bought a 6er of Edmund tonight. I was just in the mood for something. Yeah.
I'm very jealous. I stayed downtown this entire weekend and I was gambling. I was did pretty well in a little poker tournament that I played in. But I drank enough for about a month. So I'm trying to dry out.
Yeah. That's good luck. Good luck.
Congratulations, Andy. I just want to say this. Now, I did do a little snooping and saw your endeavors at the Jack Casino over the weekend, and I saw that you had made it to the final table. So it piqued my interest. So, I got on the old X, and then I found out, and then I looked, and I saw the picture of everybody that made it to the final table, and you are drinking a beer. You couldn't even put your beer down during the photo of the final table. It's out there. Andy is drinking a beer. I mean,
I got to talk about this.
Andy,
the problem with playing poker tournament is poker players are too serious and boring and dull. And it's just, it's like the worst part because you're sitting there playing cards with these guys for the whole weekend. Liven up, have a little bit of fun. I tried to buy a round of beers. They were like, nah, until we got to final 3. We actually did. But the point was, when I was doing that photo, every time I look at a final table photo, it's just like guys going. So I was like, I'm going to have fun with this. And I grabbed my beer and I took it and the photographer yelled at me, but he used it.
He did use it. Yes. So that was planned.
You know what?
So, yeah. Okay.
They probably think they're trying to get him.
I had it behind someone and I was like smiling. And then as soon as he took it, I was like,
that's the pose. That's it right there.
It looked like that. That's exactly what it looked like. Yeah, that was Andy. The offer is still on the table. Rizzo had Uncle Frank that used to roll with him. Probably, I don't know if he still does, but he was his head of security and he had Rizzo's back. When you're famous and you're rich, I like to put in my application now to be the head of your security when, out in public, if that's,
Now, what happens if someone's trying to attack us from behind and you don't hear their footsteps because you're deaf?
Well, I have good hearing aids now, and my head's on a swivel. I was a wheelman, Andy. I can handle the job.
All right, Ed, do you want to throw your hat into the ring, or are you handing this one to Roger?
Well, Roger has, had future previous lives in facilities where
a collection of baseball bats,
where shower scenes could have been a little bit combative. So I trust that he could handle the situation with you, even though maybe his ears are not exactly. He's got the hearing aids. I think you'll be okay. But I want to be there because, if there's drama, sure, why not?
All right. Well,
all right.
From this, fair enough. I'm hiring Roger right now, but first I gotta do a little better.
Right,
made some nice change for myself, but we got to go win a main event or something like that.
I'm coming cheap.
Plus, I got to win. This third place shit is, what am I, a Cleveland team?
Oh, you're stealing my jokes, Andy.
Well, wear my Michigan hat.
And I'm not stealing your joke. You wrote the same joke last time I came in third. So
no, I was going to be nice to you. I didn't want to say you choked, but you probably did choke, considering you weren't bragging, saying you had the highest chip count at a certain point, and then I kind of knew once you did that, it was going to end up in.
I got it all in. Ace queen against queen jack, dominating favorite, and he hit a jack. What am I going to do with that?
Be like a Cleveland team and lose. But hey, I'm glad you're in good spirits. You won a good chunk of change. You finished third. We're proud of you, Andy. Because honestly, on this show, it doesn't take much to get to notice on this show because we don't really accomplish much in life outside of this show. And some could argue that this show isn't really much of an accomplishment, but we try.
I thought of Andy today because I saw a guy that had a big win on Bet King or whatever. One of his things hit for like 19 grand and he got 13 and he sent a message complaining wait a minute, Uncle Sam's got a hold of your money before you get it. Do you have to do that? You got to file a bunch of.
They take Ohio right off the top.
Right off the top,
So
huh?
the number they quote that I won, that was not even close to what I got.
That was before Ohio got a hold of it.
Yeah. And they don't even give you, they just take it and they just.
Right.
So that's why I need to move to Florida or one of these states without state income tax. Then I could come to Cleveland, play in the tournament, and I get all of it.
Ooh.
So you win like Dan Gilbert and you walk out like Paul Dolan.
Well,
here's a sacrifice I'll make for you. You buy the house in Florida and I'll just live in it for you. And that could be your permanent address. You can stay up here if you want. I'll just stay down there in your beach house. How about that?
I don't think so.
And you got the Florida address.
All right. Look, we got a great show tonight. We're not going to talk about the Browns because the Browns suck.
Cavs, look.
Right? They're terrible.
Got the bobbleheads?
Browns will be more interesting once we get closer to the offseason, but right now it's far away. We got these annoying games left to play. We don't want to talk about them. So we're going to talk about our 13-0 Cavs. Man.
Wow.
I was there, Golden State, Friday night, after some poker. And man, was that a blast. One of the best times I've had in that arena. Oh, my God.
It looked great. Watching it on TV, man, and I knew you were there. I was like, he's got to be having a blast. It was pandemonium, man.
They were just jacking up threes. They were going in. It was so much fun.
Wow. But yeah, I got the bobbleheads out. Channing Frye, Kyrie. I got Mark Price, LeBron, and then I got Broughton down there. I got G League, his kid, down a little one, a little miniature Bron.
All right. Well, we've been having some fun. Now we got to increase the fun. We got to go from we're going to top Rodgers bobbleheads, if that can even happen. It can't happen because Ed's been bragging that he's got a good one, a good. I'm going to turn it to you, Ed. Let's go. Let's see what you got.
That's right. This is Ed in Columbus with your Cavs Chug. Breaking news: the Ohio State Buckeyes head to Wrigley Field to take on Northwestern. Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins will be ready because home runs are worth 6. The Cleveland Browns are back from their bye this weekend. Who isn't excited about seeing Myles Garrett offside, Jameis Winston throwing interceptions, and blown coverages in the secondary? Maybe fans should adopt Jed Willis' business decision. And finally, Jake Paul looks to knock out Mike Tyson this Friday. Big deal. I knocked out Tyson on October 11, 1991, when Iron Mike was in his prime, albeit on Nintendo, but it was more legit than what's going to go down on Netflix. And this is Ed in Columbus with your Cavs Chug. Breaking news.
Wow, way to finish strong.
Yeah. Phenomenal, Ed. Great job.
Did you ever beat Iron Mike?
I did, and it was actually October 11th, 1991.
How do you know the date? Like, you commemorated it?
I remember a lot of things in life that will get me nowhere. I wouldn't even win $200 on Jeopardy with that, but I do remember that. It was fun times. It was actually through a decision. If you got over 5,000 points, then you actually beat Tyson. And then my brother knocked him out right after, and then I had a TKO him, and it led into a fight. But it was good times.
Do you remember the first time you drank alcohol?
No, but I was 3 years old, and it was on in North Olmsted, and my dad gave me I think it was a Bud Light, and there's pictures of it. So, but I don't want to get child services involved. I think statute of limitations are okay, but yeah, I don't quite remember. It was in August. It was in August of 1983 on Southern Avenue in North Olmsted, Ohio, 44070.
Back then, my grandmother sent me to the refrigerator to get her a straw, and I'd pour that in her mug, and I'd sip it all the way back. I'd get her 6-7 beers. I was hammered by lunch.
Wow.
That's what you did, kids. It was no problem back then. You're allowed to have beer.
Yes, you are. Now you're allowed to have weed. So that's cool.
All
right. Let's keep the fun going.
All right.
I think we got a good Dawg Chug update from Roger.
We got a short one. Dawg Chug update. Cavs Chug update or whatever. Last week, Andrew Berry held his annual bi-week press conference, and he was asked a 2-part question. 1, who is responsible for Deshaun Watson trade? Was it him or was it Jimmy Haslam pounding the table for Watson? And 2, is there any regret over the trade? Berry gave the company answer to the first part, stating that everyone was on board with such a big move, and he dodged the second part, saying, I'm really not in a reflection mode. Yet in the very next sentence, he reflected on questions about Josh Dobbs he received last year from the media, as an example of how he's not reflecting. When Dawg Chug correspondent pointed out the contradiction, Barry responded, well, at least I wasn't pounded on the table for a sexual predator rapist, and now I'm regretting it like someone I know.
Nice.
And in social media news, Cleveland social media influencers, personalities, content creators, and podcasters have been jumping off the Browns sinking ship faster than Jed Wills can make a business decision. From Insta to Facebook to X, I don't know who needs to hear this, but the Nick Carnes Cavalier hype train has boarded and left the station. Bougie Sports has developed an exciting new Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. Brownie Elf has pivoted to Good Morning, My Cleveland Cavs family post, and even here at Dawg Chug, we're planning plenty more Cav Chug episodes. Unfortunately, there are those hanging on to being negative. For instance, Mary Kay reminding us daily Watson will be back next season. Then the Watson clock cucks, for some reason, taking victory laps in their spaces. And now, worst of all, the official vehicle of the Dawg Chug Cyberdog is looking for a car graphics company that can do a brown paper bag wrap to drive around town in. I'm Roger First in Cuyahoga Falls, and I got no more fucks to give.
Well done. All right. Let's keep the fun going. We got top 10 this week.
That's right. We do have a top 10. And, obviously we had an election. We will have a new old president come in. But I think it could benefit Cleveland. And that's where it inspired me to do the top 10. And these are the top 10 reasons the Trump administration could benefit Cleveland sports. Number 10, McDonald's fries at all sports venues. I'm loving it. Number 9, clean up trash more efficiently in the Muni lot. Number 8, stop foreign wars and focus on destroying the Watson Warriors. Number 7, lower gas prices so I can attend more Cleveland games. And when I attend Cleveland games, Andy, as you found out against the Ravens, we win. Number 6, Trump tariffs stopping teams like the Yankees from Japanese imports. Number 5, deny climate change while building the climate-controlled Brook Park Dome.
Nice.
Number 4, no tampons in the men's bathroom except the one game the Steelers are in town, because they're going to need it. Number 3, tax breaks for billionaires. We know the Dolans definitely want that. Number 2, bring back Chief Wahoo and the Indians. Go Tribe. And the number 1 reason the Trump administration could benefit Cleveland sports is deport the Browns. And that's tonight's top 10.
Wow. For being no Browns talk this week, as James points out, we're putting a lot of Browns content in here.
I said unless we're mocking them.
Yes.
As a disclaimer in my promo.
Yeah.
Well done, Ed. That was great.
Thank you.
I'll be sad to see the Browns be deported, but it'll probably end for the best.
I think they should be the first ones to go. They talk about all these rapist murderers and all these bad hombres. I think the Browns actually should be first on that list. And,
just right.
President-elect Trump, if you're listening, get him out. Get him out.
What happens
to my Haslam? Do I have to deport Haslam? Can't you deport him back to Tennessee?
Yeah, that's a third world country, I hear.
Right.
All right. Well, we might not be bringing the Cavs energy quite yet, but I know when we bring our guest on, it's going to be all Cavs. You guys are your minds are going to be blown with the Cavs takes that are going to be dropped on you. So let's bring her on. She's been on many times. She's one of our faves at the Dawg Chug. The great, the amazing Lysandra. Welcome back to the Dawg Chug.
Thanks for having me. Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
It's going. I am so happy to be on. I've been busy tonight. I didn't get a chance to see a lot of the Cavs game, but holy shit, 13-0.
13-0.
So that's why I'm here, because I'm excited. I'm super excited.
It was sort of like all the other teams. They came back and they had a big lead, and then the Cavs started playing defense, and it's over.
Yeah, I noticed that because I saw they were losing for a little bit there, and then out of nowhere the game was super close, and of course you got to pick up the kids from volleyball practice and shit like that. So,
fuck them kids.
I know.
Last week she said to me, because we invited her on last week, but they did their show on Wednesday night, And she goes, besides, I don't want to come out when they're 8-0. I want to come out when they're 13-0. That's what she said last week. So she called it even last Tuesday.
Yeah, I took a look at their schedule and I was like, why not? I called 12-0. I posted it too. I said, why not 12-0? Why not? And here we are 13-0. So
Let them know.
hell yeah.
Drew says to tell your kids to walk.
Oh my God, no.
Do that, or pretty soon you're just gonna be able to tell your car to go pick them up and bring them back.
I know. That would be amazing. I'm all about that technology.
Yeah.
Techie.
Fuck having to break up your day and go pick them up.
God, I know, right?
They're so needy.
So needy. Yeah. Enough about the kids. We put the kids to bed. Let's have fun tonight.
Yeah, they're out of here today. I don't have to wear my headphones and, my own personal earmuffs so that they don't hear your raunchiness on a Wednesday.
All right, so let's break this down. The Cavs pretty much brought the entire roster back this season.
Yeah.
They did change coaches. We were all a little frustrated with the team vibing together. Something was off maybe the past season and a half. I don't know. But now they're 13-0. What does Lysandra credit the success to?
The elephant in the room, let's call it what it is. Like, we got a new coach. We pretty much have the same team, but we have a different coach, and they're playing like night and day. They have a lot more spark on offense. They have more chemistry. They are taking care of the ball better. Just overall solid coaching. And they've just been killing it. And it's just the biggest change is the coach. So when people say, the coaches don't matter in professional sports, like the Cavs are living proof right now that the coach has a lot to do with it. He's changed the culture. He's more offensive minded, and he's doing a fantastic job of getting the guys to buy into his system.
Yes. And it's not just like the core. It seems like the depth's playing better. Everyone's playing better. I am picking up a little bit of echo when I talk. Can someone maybe turn their volume down? See if that helps.
That's my fault because I'm deaf. I told her I couldn't hear her what she does to Johnny Cash. If she's talking.
Do I need to go right here when I talk?
Johnny Cash.
No, you're good. We can hear you. You're coming in great.
Don't do that.
Oh yeah, it's a family show.
I have a question about the Cavs. This is something that with Bickerstaff, they were a defensive-minded team. That's what he was. He was a defensive coach. And when you play defensive basketball, you're only going to be successful if you're the best in-shape team on the court. And you run, and I bet he ran their asses off. He drilled them. He probably was more of an old. Where I thought the fall off would be that their aggressiveness on defense and maybe their stamina, because the best team on the floor, the team that wins in basketball is the team that's in the best shape. When you have two competitive, good, fairly matched basketball teams, whoever's in the best shape is going to win that game. That's the biggest part of basketball. And I thought that would fall off, and that has not fallen off. And I thought, that Bickerstaff was, needed in those early years with this young core.
Yeah, he established that defensive-minded foundation. And so Atkinson kind of came in and just sprinkled on a little bit of offense. He was just like, what is it?
Right, and the offensive, to just get the most out of them on the offensive end of the floor. And to keep up that defensive mentality because, man, they're funner to watch than they were 2 years ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
If you remember, 2022 was crazy.
Yeah, well, also, the NBA of today is more offensive minded. But
right.
Our Cavs right now are top in shooting, scoring, and sixth in the NBA in assists, I believe, right now. So, they're very balanced, and they're taking advantage of the turnovers and scoring. They're one of the highest scoring teams in the league right now. Yeah, so very balanced scoring. multiple threats from the floor. And like I said, they're just playing together a whole lot better. The chemistry is a whole lot better.
You are from Denver, and obviously you get to watch a lot of Nuggets games. Do they remind you of the team that won the championship a couple of years ago?
With you mean our 2016
Yes.
Cavs?
This year's Cavs to the Nuggets.
To the Nuggets. It's that I can't really compare the two. I mean, like the Nuggets have like this huge guy named Jokic. He's just a big old house. We have a younger team, and a lot leaner, a lot quicker, I think. And so I just feel like that's just kind of comparing apples to oranges to me.
Okay.
You know, it's just they're two different teams.
Who's having the more surprising season, Garland or Mobley?
I would have to say Mobley, because he's quietly been a really good force on the Cavs team the last few years. He's always been a solid player, but this year it looks like he put on a little more muscle. And he is bodying up on people. He's a lot more aggressive in the paint, and I love it. You know,
the offense goes through him.
Yeah.
The offense goes through Mobley.
Yes.
The offense goes through him, and that's how, you know what I mean. He's the focus for Atkinson, and getting him the ball in space, and letting him go to work.
And that's the thing. Atkinson has done a great job of everybody having a specific role on the team. It's almost like he's playing up everybody's strengths, and he's miraculously been able to take everybody's strengths and mesh it all together into a 13-0 start. The big thing is what we were talking about last night, actually, on our Go Cavs pod, was I think there were some people who were saying, is this too much too early? And I don't think so. I think it's great to establish a strong start, because you're going to have ups and downs. It's an 82-game season. But as long as you establish yourself early right now, especially in the Eastern Conference, you can, and as long as you can stay healthy and withstand the roller coaster of ups and downs that you're going to run through in the season, and as long as the team remembers that foundation and takes it into the playoffs, because the playoffs is all about who peaks at the right time.
Sure. Sorry, Steve asked, where did we get Ty Jerome from? Because he's been a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I actually have a little bit of info on him. He was selected 24th overall in the 2019 NBA draft by the 76ers. So he's kind of a journeyman, because he was traded to the Suns, then the Thunder, then the Warriors, and now he's with the Cavs.
He's this year's Rubio. He's Rubio. He's this year's Rubio, what Rubio was the 2022 team.
Yeah.
And a point guard that can play both ends of the floor.
Yeah, he has a high basketball IQ. He's a good-sized guard. He's a great shooter. He's been a great addition.
A lot younger, too.
He brings the energy. And I don't have a question for you, Lysandra, but I have a segment for you, and we're going to do it right now. It's Bad or Bougie. It's Bad or Bougie. I am going to list a topic, and you tell me if it's bad or bougie. Okay. Bronny James.
Oh my gosh, that one's hard. I'm gonna have to say, I don't want to say it though. He's bad.
You can badmouth him.
He's bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not ready for the NBA.
Fair enough. Joel Embiid.
He's bougie.
Okay. NBA in-season tournament.
It's bad.
Okay. Now I think I know the answer to this. Ty Jerome.
Bougie.
That's right. And the last one, Go Cavs pod on Bougie Sports.
It's totally bougie.
That's right.
I'm going to chug to that.
Hey, now.
Nice. There we go.
There you
go. Hey, Andy, tell your burner to Donger. Not only do I've forgotten more about basketball than him, I'll still beat him in basketball. My old ass, I'll put it on him in the paint, and I'll throw him elbows that he won't even come back from.
I think you just told him.
That's Andy's burner. That's Andy's burner. The Bronx Dong is Andy's burner.
Well, you got back.
Well, hey now. That escalated quick.
He's just so vulgar.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
of course, my burner would be vulgar, Roger.
Well,
Vulgar,
you're
Roger.
vulgar, so
You are pretty vulgar, Andy.
Just trying to think of what else? I don't know. Does anyone else have any other questions before we're gonna move it along?
Well, a lot of it is my sip, spit, chug. So I didn't want to get too, because a lot of the questions that I would have kind of are entailed in that, Andy. So I didn't want to get too much, but we covered it a lot. So Kenny Atkinson, obviously, you think he's the main cog for this turnaround in Cleveland, 13-0. Now, I'm not going to hold you to it, but how far can they go undefeated? How many? When did they get their first loss?
I was looking at their schedule just a few minutes ago.
Because I think 24-0 is the record, I believe. So I'm just wondering, how close do the Cavaliers get to that?
I don't think I see that happening.
Okay.
They're going to be playing the Bulls again. I feel like the Bulls are going to bring it to them. That's going to be a test if they can continue that intensity after just playing the Bulls a few days ago. I mean, when you're playing in the pros, they're gonna catch on to your game. Are you gonna be able to adjust so that you can continue this win streak after you just played them a few days ago? So that is gonna be one I'm gonna have my eye on. And then the next game that I see some issues it's gonna be the Celtics, of course. The Celtics are coming up here on the 19th. I see them rolling through the Pelicans and the Raptors. The Hawks.
You're gonna make Drake mad. You're gonna make Drake mad with that Raptors.
Yeah. So I say that there is a potential to lose 3 games going into December, because December 1st is because they see the Celtics on the 19th, and then they run into the Celtics again on the 1st. So I will say, and I almost want to write this down because I'm really interested to see how far they could take this. If they can go undefeated all the way through into December, that would be amazing. But I do see a potential of 3
But
losses.
Lysandra, like I know, we love our 90s music and our hip hop and our rap music. If you're a true Cleveland team, you can't lose on the 1st of the month. Wake up. Can't lose that game, Cleveland. Can't lose that one.
James asked when the Cavs trees are going up behind me.
Yeah.
I think my poker buddy sent me these 2 trees. So I guess as soon as someone sends me Cavs trees, but please don't, because I don't have room and I don't want to take.
We'll deport those trees, Andy. Don't worry. When we take the Browns up.
That seems like a lot.
They're going to get deported along with the team.
Yeah, we're going to deport those. We'll deport everything Browns related.
We put our decorations up. We're like insane. We did the day after Halloween, and there's I think we have 13 Christmas trees in this ridiculous house. So these are just stay up because it's my responsibility, and I just
keep them up all year, Andy.
I don't want to do it. Yeah, keep them up all year because it's too much work.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for the question, James. But please stick to Cavs talk, as this is the Cavs chug.
Oh my! You had a lot of Browns energy earlier in the show.
I know, but
what the hell?
That
I was gonna say, I'm sitting backstage like I thought this was Cavs chug.
Well, we bashed them, so it's so if anybody wants
yeah.
anything,
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I kind of think that is also really critical is just, I know everyone, when we signed everyone to these long-term contracts, it was sort of like, what are we doing? Do these guys all fit together? But I think bringing them all back where they know they're going to be playing together for years. I mean, unless they get traded, of course. I think it just allowed them to buy into the city of Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell isn't just here for 2 years or whatever. Now he's here. He knows his teammates. He seemed so excited when they did their what do they call that? When they met the media the first time,
press conference.
Everyone was they could not wait to get on the court. It felt like, which was I haven't felt that energy from the Cavs in a little while. So that was really refreshing to see.
Yeah,
and I feel like not only are they believing that they're being put in a position to succeed, per your point, but I think they just are buying into each other, and
they are.
Well, they're so deep. They're so deep. If you saw tonight when they were struggling offensively, what did Kenny Atkinson do? He went to 3 guards. He had Porter, he had Ty Jerome, and then he had Darius Garland in there with Mitchell and Allen. So this Cavs team is a problem for teams, because when you're scouting them, it's like, how do you beat them? Because say the Cavs aren't, winning
They're
their
deep.
brand of basketball, they'll just change it up. There's so many interchangeable parts. They had such a deep bench. And to your point, Andy, they're all believing. So when anybody's out there on the court, they're all believing they can make their shots and the extra passes and stuff like that. So I give Kenny Atkinson, it's not just what he's doing with the core, it's what he's doing with the other players.
Yep.
And when he brings them in, and like I said, going to 3-guard lineup tonight, that was unconventional, but it was the spark they needed to get their 13th victory in Philadelphia tonight.
And I don't know, great point. I don't know if you would agree with this, but to me, the fact that Mitchell's not having to throw up 50 points there was a series where he had like a string of games, maybe last year or 2 seasons ago, where he was just like scoring 50 points at will.
Yep.
I don't think that's a very good thing for the team, right?
No, they're distributing the ball way better. They're currently 6th in the NBA in assists per game as
Love
a
it.
team.
Love all of that.
Yeah.
And it allows Mitchell to be fresh, to know that his teammates have his back, and then in the fourth quarter he's doing his thing. It's just such a great formula, and I completely agree with you that they're not spending their load too early. I mean, maybe the NBA isn't in veteran mode yet. I think that's definitely a component of it, but I think, as you said, the Cavs are building their confidence, building their momentum. And I don't see, we're going to have stretches where they don't play very well, but I think they're going to be able to really lean on what they've accomplished here to know that they can get it done and continue to get it done. So very excited.
Yeah. And Roger made a great point earlier when he talked about how JB Bickerstaff was, focused on defense. With this team scoring, in the 130s and scoring high, like sometimes, they put all that energy on defense, and then it makes you tired, and then your shots don't fall, and then it compounds the problem. But with the way they put the pressure on the other team by scoring and distributing, like you said, being 6th in the league in assists, it's like sometimes having a great offense, as we found out with playing the Golden State Warriors 4 NBA finals in a row, having a great offense, that is your defense. And it's just like in the NFL sometimes that these teams that score, like Kansas City Chiefs, when they didn't have a great defense, they still won Super Bowls because their offense was like having a great defense. If your offense is going out there scoring a bunch of points, then you don't have to play perfect, and you can play freer, and that's what we're seeing with this Cavs team. And it also is more fun for the fans. It's a better brand of basketball, and 13-0 is perfect, and I hope it continues.
Yeah. I love the high pace. They're controlling the pace of the game a lot better. They're sinking their shots. It's so much fun watching them lately. And what really kills me when I was sitting there talking to my husband, what is it? I think the Thunder were on TV.
They're a fun team. Now the Thunder's going to be a fun team.
They are, but the Cavs are undefeated. Find a way to get them on TV nationally.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? They're able to do it, and that kind of pissed me off, because I'm just like, we have a team that is now 13-0, and you have this shit sitting on League Pass. Like, come on now. So I take a major offense to that.
Adam Silver, if you're out there, pay attention to your fans.
He is one of our listeners. He's actually he is Pronky Dog. He's the
that makes a lot of sense. I didn't know he was as filthy as he was, but hey, Adam Silver, keep bringing the zingers tonight.
When you have a very refined persona in real life, it's fun to just get on a podcast and talk a lot of shit that he couldn't do in his professional life. So thank you, Adam, for all of it.
He can't just tell some of these guys to eat a dick like he probably wants to.
But seriously, Adam, if you don't put the Cavs on national TV, you can eat a dick, sir.
Yeah.
For real, I'm kind of tired, honestly, of seeing like the Lakers all the time and the Celtics all the time and the same shit all the time. I want to see something better.
Roger, do you have anyone you would like else to eat a dick?
Yeah.
No, man. No.
I think you said you were in like a fighting mood today.
I know.
Yeah, that guy don't want no fucking part of me. I don't like people that hide behind anonymous names and then say stuff like that.
You already expressed yourself with that burner account. I'm asking, is there anyone in anyone you?
No, just him. Just
go Jedrick Wills. Jedrick Wills can eat a dick.
No, he's a loafer. Jedrick Wills is a
That was a
loafer,
business
man.
decision, damn it.
I had an argument with Joe Thomas on draft night that they should take the kid from the Big Ten, because if I'm going to build in the trenches, I'm going to build in the Big Ten, not some lazy fat kid from Alabama. I'm building with the fucking guy from Iowa or Wisconsin or fucking Northwestern or the Buckeyes. You know what I mean? That's how I'm going to build in the trenches, man. I don't not lazy ass loafing, and you seen it in college. The play was over, and Bama was just kicking everybody's ass, and this fat lazy just standing there. Go back and watch him in college, man. You just push a guy because their quarterback was a lefty, and he played right tackle, and he was just Chula, right? The kid in Miami was his quarterback, and he was the right tackle. He was just lazy in college. And I argued with Joe Thomas. He moved to fucking Germany after that because he was wrong. And I was right about that. I'm right about everything. I'm right about everything. I'm right about even China. I'm right about that. I'm right about everything.
Wow. You see that, Adam Silver? We have better takes than a Pro Bowl Hall of Famer.
So Andy, you asked him if he would tell him to eat a dick. He said no, but then he goes on a 5-minute rant. He basically said eat a dick without saying eat a dick.
Yeah. So you're saying Joe Thomas can eat a dick?
No, I wouldn't say that to Joe.
Fair enough.
No, because it's disrespectful. You know, I say that to somebody I don't like Frank's dog. Eat a dick. That's what I say. Somebody nameless, nobody. You know, that spouts off and you got no balls. You know, that's it. The nameless warriors. You can find me. You know where to find me. You know, I'm easy to find.
Isn't it funny that when Jedrick Wills did his Baker's progressive commercial, he was playing video games on the big screen? Like, even when they said, let's find something Jedrick could do, it was, let's have him play a video game.
I'm surprised he wasn't napping, you know, for that. He's a
Like
loafer,
you.
man. He's a loafer. He's the Big Sloth. That's his nickname, the Big Sloth.
Oh my God.
Wow. All right, we bring it raw on the Cavs Chug. All right, Ed, why don't you move it along to a little segment that you like to do your stupid little jingle to?
Oh, that's right. It is time. It is time for the greatest segment in all of podcasting. It's time for Spit, Sip, Chug, a game with so much acclaim. And yes, I did give it its name. We will say statements. They are statements, not questions. If you heavily agree with that statement, you will chug. And Lysandra, we have to make this rule before we get started. Andy, help me out here. Roger, are we going with the no sip rule?
I think you should be able to sip. You brought the thunder a few minutes ago. So
you're getting soft.
I earned it. All right. Did I earn the sip? Did I earn the sip?
We'll allow it. It's Cavs Chug. We'll allow you to sip tonight.
I was gonna say Roger can only chug.
I'm chugging all the way through.
Well, this segment's off to a bad.
Roger, it's 2
I didn't read them though.
It's 2 against 1. You got to chug.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, majority rules here. So, all right, and if you disagree with that statement, you'll be like Andy. You'll spit on the floor and you make your kids clean it up. And if you're lukewarm on it, you will sip, which Roger is not allowed to do so. We will start with the first statement that going to our guest, Lysandra, and that statement being, Cavs team more fun because winning without LeBron. Is this Cavs team more fun because we're winning without LeBron?
I'm going to chug on that. All right. And the reason why I'm chugging on that is because so much of the Cavaliers' identity as of late has been tied to LeBron James. So this is kind of breaking us from that and establishing a new identity for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a new generation. And I think it's so fun to see that we can duplicate the success again. And I'm here for it. So definitely more fun.
Nice. Great answer. Roger.
You want me to? I'm chugging on this. You know what? There were Cavalier basketball. This isn't saying anything to you, Lysandra. This is building on what you said about the identity. There were Cavalier basketball way before LeBron James was born, and I was around for it. I was around for Foots Walker and Bingo Smith. You know what? They were talking Ken fucking Carmen and Anthony Lima were talking about taking Nate Thurman's fucking jersey out of the rafters. You know what? Just because you weren't fucking born and you weren't there doesn't mean you can start taking jerseys out of rafters. He was important to that team in this city. We had no winners. 1970, you had the Indians. I think they won 52 games or something. The fucking Browns were the Browns like they are today. There's no fucking different. You know, in the 70s, they were the only bright spot in Cleveland sports. I was a little kid. I had Nate Thurman hanging up. There, you touched that Nate Thurman jersey, Lima. I'm coming to get you. You leave that alone. You know, the Cavs have been around. LeBron James, you know what, man? I can't say anything bad about the guy because he does a lot for the city of Akron, for his hometown, for the kids of Summit County. My 15-year-old works out at a place that he helped fund on the island, right down the street from my house. So LeBron James does a lot, man. He does a lot for where he's from. But you know what? He ruined his own legacy. He robbed the Cavaliers and himself of probably 2 or 3 more championships that he could have under his name if he would have stayed here and did it right. You know, if he would have just stayed here and won championships with the Cleveland Cavaliers instead of bouncing around like he did. You know what? Now he deserved to get smoked the other night, you know, by 40 or whatever it was last week. He deserved it. When he left, I hated him. When he came back, he was a hired gun as far as I was concerned. You know, he was, and you know what? Donovan Mitchell, there was a thing today about if Donovan Mitchell does that, wins a championship, he'll go down as the greatest. I agree. Yes, give it to Donovan because he could have left. He's a kid from New York. You know, he could have went and played for the Knicks or the Net. He could have went and played for Brooklyn, whatever he wanted to do, but he stayed here. So, yes, you know what? LeBron left, and your ass was from here. You know
and
what?
he made it
Donovan
clear.
Mitchell,
he made it clear when there were rumors about him being traded. He actually stepped forward and squashed those rumors and was like, "No, I want to be here. I love it here," and he showed it by extending, and that's what I love about him.
So I Chug. Yeah, LeBron
Hell
James.
yeah.
It's a lot more fun to win without him because he was just a part of the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's Cavaliers before him, and now there's Cavaliers after him, and I love it.
I'm gonna Chug as well, but
and so does Mark Price. There he is, right? Huh?
But
my favorites.
I don't have as much vitriol towards LeBron James. I think the fun factor comes from a little bit of the unexpectedness of how great this Cavaliers team is playing and how great they can be, because I do believe that they will be a 1 or 2 seed and vying for an NBA championship this year. So the fun part comes from that, but also the fun part comes from nostalgia from growing up in a time period where my heroes were Mark Price and Brad Daugherty, Larry Nance, and they didn't have a quote-unquote superstar. They were team ball, and I see with this Cavaliers team, they do have a superstar in Donovan Mitchell. I think that would have been the difference going back to those teams if they would have had somebody as his caliber. But it is nice to see Jared Allen getting 20 rebounds and double-doubles and Mobley doing the same thing. So it's a funner brand of basketball. And another thing, too, which is not LeBron James's fault, but when he came back in 2014 to keep his promise, and yes, he did fulfill it to the city of Cleveland. We will always be indebted for that. But every year it was get to the playoffs, get to the finals, because it's win a championship or bust. We're not there yet with this Cavaliers team. We're enjoying the ride. This is the fun, the infancy of what possibly could go down in maybe the next decade of a reign for the Cavaliers. So that's why it's more fun, but it doesn't take away from anything of LeBron James. So that's why I'm chugging on that. Andy.
Yeah, since Ed and I were in our youth watching the Cavs, they've been pretty lousy outside of the years LeBron was here. And I mean, you could have literally have called them the Cleveland LeBrons for that period of basketball, because it was just him and some other guys. And it wasn't particularly a fun brand of basketball to watch, especially not in November. I don't remember watching games in November and getting excited for them. They might have been on in the background, but I wasn't paying much attention because there wasn't much really to enjoy, because it would just be LeBron waiting until the fourth quarter and then he'd do some amazing things, or he wouldn't and we'd lose. Everything that you guys mentioned, that he left and our guy extended for like not just a year, but for a period of time. And they're balanced, and it's fun to watch. They play great basketball, so I'm chugging.
Now that automatically makes us all chug, because if we all agree, we all chug. Let's get another chug in.
And I still appreciate you, LeBron. This is just more.
I agree. I echo that sentiment, Andy. We will move on to statement number 2, and we will start with Roger. That statement being, Dan Gilbert is the best owner in Cleveland.
This is interesting. Am I allowed to sip?
Yeah, no, you are not. You are not.
No, I'm not.
Violation.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, Roger just told Anthony Lyman to eat a dick live on our podcast. So that, in case you missed that, that was fun. Roger.
I can get Lyman on the podcast. I know a guy that knows him from the Italian Sons and Daughters, where he won Man of the Year a couple years ago. Man, this is a tough one. I'm going to chug on it. I'm going to chug on it. I'll tell you why. Because number one, like I said, I want to deport Jimmy Haslam fucking anywhere, but just deport him to where? Milwaukee, let him go. I already fucked up their head coach search, and it benefited the Cavs. Beautiful. Thank you, Jimmy Haslam, for fucking something else up. Didn't he like part of the Milwaukee Bucks Cavs or head coach search? And he
25%
made it,
owner. Yes.
Yeah, and he like picked Doc Rivers, right?
Yes.
And then good. That Jimmy Haslam at his best. So you know what I think of that piece? I think that the Guardians owner, the Dolans, Paul Dolan, gets a lot more grief than he deserves. I think the Guardians will spend money this offseason. I think he does spend money wisely when the time is right. If you understand the minor league system and how the Guardians have to operate within, the structure of Major League Baseball and all that, he does put money into it. But Dan Gilbert, the only thing that limits him for spending money is the restrictions in basketball. You know what I mean? And with the luxury cap and all the luxury tax and all that. Dan Gilbert stays the hell out of it, completely out of it, like Dolan. They're the same in that. But that guy will spend as much money as it possibly takes. That was this fucking guy.
This against you. He's making a joke.
I got some cousins over in fucking Murray Hill that love to meet Frank stuff.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm chugging on it because Dan Gilbert's they're both the same. When you compare those two, they're both well-run organizations. They're the only two in Cleveland that are run like professional organizations. And it's official. I'm on my 5th beer and I'm unintentionally drunk. I'm accidentally drunk.
All right.
Wow.
And we're into the second Dawg Chug. That's right on time.
Nice.
Cavs chug, Roger.
Yeah, man. Get it right.
Well, I'm going to chug as well on the statement. Dan Gilbert makes the Cavaliers fun. Now, we had a championship period, and then obviously we had a lull after that, but then you get trade for Donovan Mitchell. But the Cavs are fun. They're cool. I like the Guardians, but, at the same time, I mean, maybe it's because it's baseball and it's not as cool with the kids, and my son's into basketball. And, maybe it's a hip-hop thing and a culture thing as well. But, staying hip and staying in the game, Dan Gilbert has, spent the money as much as he could, obviously with the luxury tax. But, here's a guy that, fought with LeBron James, wrote this letter that was going to condemn this organization. And, but gets LeBron back. We win a title. We get Donovan Mitchell. And not only that, as you saw, Andy, Friday, the Romo Fijo, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, he's put plenty of money into that. That's a great location, a great venue for Northeast Ohio to be proud of, great concerts, great everything. And so Dan Gilbert has really transcended and transformed Northeast Ohio. And also, too, we got the new practice facilities that will be coming to downtown Cleveland. He catered to LeBron, put them in Independence, but now they're coming to Northeast Ohio. And if you've seen those on X, he doesn't spare no expense. So Dan Gilbert, you are the best owner in Cleveland, and I'm chugging on that.
All right.
Andy.
There's another LeBron influence because it was closer to Bath. He was only 2 exits away from where he lived, going to Independence. I was behind him one day when we built the Marriott for the Republican convention in 2016, 2015. And I'm behind LeBron on 77. And then he's on his way to Independence.
It's a great story.
Andy.
I flipped him off.
Obviously the Cavs and the Guardians have done a really good job of, sticking to the plan and building it from the ground up. I'm very impressed. Dan Gilbert was someone that I thought panicked a little bit too much and made trades a little too early. Didn't always make the right trades. I know he wasn't making the trades, but I always felt like he was influencing. We got to do something. I'm very impressed that, throughout the past 2 years of not meeting our postseason expectations. I guess last year we did win a series and we played well against Boston. But anyway, throughout that whole period, he never panicked and said, let's blow this thing up or let's move this guy. Garland sucks. Let's get rid of him. He stuck to the plan, and now we're seeing the fruits of that. So with that in mind, and as Ed said, going to that arena with your family it's so much entertainment. It's so much fun, even if you're not into basketball. Like my daughter's excited to go with me to a game here coming up, and I can't even get her to watch 1 minute of basketball with me without her complaining. But I know she's going to have a blast at the arena, and that's just because what an amazing job they do, and that I'm going to applaud ownership. So I'm going to say Dan Gilbert is tops at this time. Chug.
Lysandra.
Hey
now.
I'm gonna make us all chug again because I agree, and I'm piggybacking off of everything that you all have said. But one of the main things he's done that none of the other pro sports, major pro sports in Cleveland have done is just bring a championship to the city.
Wow,
and it's always, people count championships as everything that matters, from the debates that LeBron versus, Jordan. It's always how many championships. He's brought championships to the city. And along with the improvements that he's made and the investments that he's made in revitalizing downtown, he's put in the work and the money. And yes, he's made some questionable decisions along the way in the front office, but overall, he's brought the championship, and that's the bottom line. That's what the fans want to see, is a championship, and that's all that really fucking matters. When it all gets down to it, all everybody cares about is that damn trophy.
Well said, Lysandra. You do not have to eat a dick.
Yeah, but we have to chug. Chug. And that will bring us to statement number 3, which I will begin. And it's one that we need to talk about with this Cavs team. Cavs' biggest obstacle is staying healthy. I do believe that is the biggest obstacle moving forward. I believe they have all the pieces and parts, as we saw tonight, like I mentioned earlier, with the going 3 guards. They can go big with a big lineup. They have all the pieces to. They have a superstar in Donovan Mitchell. You have Darius Garland, that's all-star basically. You have Allen's all-star. You have all-star. Look at Isaac Okoro. This is his 5th year in the league, and we dog on him a little bit, and I make fun of him a little bit because it's easy to do. But you look at his 3-point shooting, and it's gone up from 29% his rookie year to 34, 35, 36. Now he's shooting 48% from downtown. It's something ridiculous. This Cavs team, the pieces that you don't think about, they're the ones getting on the court and winning these ball games. You don't win 13 straight because you have off nights. Like we almost had an off night tonight, guys, but with great coaching and great role players, we get the job done. So I think just staying healthy. And Heather made a great point last night on the Go Cavs pod, and when she was talking about this, when she was saying, injuries happen, but maybe, if it's Mobley, it's not Allen. It's Mobley, and it's not both of them. It's not both of this. So I think we haven't. But
we're getting a real. It seemed like you turned the mic off. It went away. Now it's worse. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah, but so I guess
I chugging on them.
Let me try to remove my mic.
Okay, while she is doing that, every team's biggest obstacle has to be health, right? I mean, if Kansas City loses Patrick Mahomes, they're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's that simple. If the Cavs lose a lot of their star players, our season's pretty much good.
Is that better? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Echo is back.
What the hell?
Do you want to mute yourself and then we'll go to you?
Yeah, I heard it even in backstage, the reverb.
Okay. Well,
so just to finish.
I can leave and come back. I do want to answer that question.
Oh, why don't you mute yourself? And then when it's your turn, mute. Because when you're mute, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. So when it's
Hello.
Okay. See, now we're good. Okay.
How's that?
So stay on, Lysandra. Just we'll flow to you, and then you can unmute. And I don't know if leaving and coming back would help, but this should do the trick. Anyway, yes, health is a big obstacle, but I just want this Cavs team not to get too full of themselves, not to get lazy. I mean, since that Golden State game where they were hitting every 3-pointer, I kind of feel like they've been jacking up threes maybe a little more, and I hope there are games that they realize it's time to pivot and go inside and take advantage. Maybe that's the game plan, and when they execute that, fantastic. But I kind of want it to continue to be, the coaching and the believing in each other and continuing to play together as a team. To me, that's the most important thing, just because I think we have a pretty deep starting core. We have a deep roster. We have options. So if we lost someone for a bit of time, I think we're going to be just fine as long as we don't get decimated. All right, Lysandra.
Okay, how's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. I think it's a headphone thing. Either way. So the biggest obstacle in staying healthy, I wouldn't say that the biggest obstacle is staying healthy. So I'm going to go ahead and sip on that.
Pulling a Roger.
Even though I still chug because beer is so good. Okay. Well, the reason why I sipped on that, I don't see that being the biggest obstacle. I think there's going to be several obstacles. It's going to be, obstacles such as trying to get over the hump, trying to get through a slump, still relying on each other and trusting each other through, maybe a downtime. We have a deep enough bench, I think, to where we can spare maybe, a minor injury here or there. But, like Andy said, we don't want to get fully depleted to the point where, we're struggling to win games. But we have a deep enough bench where it gives us a little bit of breathing room. And as long as the players can stay, they can stay in sync and stay consistent and look out for each other. And if Atkinson can still rotate his bench like he does, then our star players are not going to have to worry about being overworked. The concerns maybe with Garland or maybe Mitchell staying healthy or even Mobley, it's going to happen. There's going to be a tweak of an ankle here or there. But, if Atkinson is rotating our players as well as he is right now, I think that in the long run, it's going to help the team, and definitely not one of the biggest because of how deep our bench is. So,
okay, all right, Roger.
Is it big? No, I'm going to spit on that because that's the biggest obstacle for any sport. You know what I mean? The biggest obstacle for Kansas City Chiefs is if Mahomes stays healthy, and You know,
I've heard that before.
You know what I mean? Health is the biggest obstacle. I think that goes unsaid. I think what Lysandra touched on a lot of it. We got a deep bench. You're going through the doldrums of January into February before the All-Star break and the trade deadline. Because in the NBA, really you got to be really bad not to make the playoffs. Now the Cavaliers have the pressure of maintaining that number one seed and the first place in the East and maintaining the record. You know what I mean? And look at how the Guardians started out. Look at how, you know what I mean? We built, and I said it in April, or I said it in May. I said, this cushion that we built, is going to help us in August. And in August, I said, hey, remember when I told you that cushion you built in April and May helped you? And the same thing's going to be true for the Cavaliers. The cushion that they're building now at 13-0, when they end up being 22-3, and 34-9 or 34-10. You know what I mean? It's the cushion that's going to carry them through the January into the All-Star break into February, just like it did the Guardians heading into the playoffs into September when they kind of hit a slump. Lysandra touched on, I'm spitting on that. All teams have to worry about health. I think you said the bench is deep enough, and we are. And we don't even have what's his name hasn't even, we haven't even put him into the rotation.
Strus.
Why is it? I'm drunk because his name's eluding me. And Dean Wade is carrying the weight. Who's the forward that is coming back? Come on, help me out, kids. You're all drunk.
Max Strus.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Huh?
Strus.
Max Strus. Yes. And
I didn't hear you, Andy.
So you think about when he does come back, and whether it be I don't even know the timeline. I haven't paid attention. I don't think anybody has because of the start we're off to, with him. But he was dependent on being an integral part of the Cavalier rotation. Am I right? And he hasn't even played. Yeah.
They said he's going to miss about 6 weeks.
Right. Okay. So you're looking at in a couple of weeks. He'll be by December 1st.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, health is, I think that goes without saying across sports. The Cavaliers do have a deep bench, but their biggest concern, biggest obstacle is maintaining what they've built, maintaining that and staying in first place like the Guardians did, where they came within a half game of dropping out of first place, and they were able to, because of the lead they built early in the season. And that's what the Cavaliers will rely on in come January into February.
Well, yes.
That was a pretty good take for being drunk, huh?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Do the Cavs have a deep bench though, Roger? I'm not sure.
Andy, don't. Okay, we're moving on to statement number 4. I see what
just
you're doing.
Just because you're drinking water tonight, hey Alice. Just because you're drinking water tonight after a weekend of floating on Coors Light, I don't want to hear any lip out of you.
Wow. Well, we're going to hear some lip out of him because he's going to start statement number 4, Andy. And that statement's a fun statement. The Cleveland Cavaliers will win the Eastern
Conference. 5 Edmond tonight.
I'm not putting Cronky Dong's post up. Sorry, you'll have to read it yourselves. Okay. Will the Cavs win the East? So, obviously I hope they do. They're clearly taking a big step up from where they were, maybe even 2 steps up. I expect they'll finish like top 2 if they can keep this up in the East. But can they go through the playoffs and knock off the Celtics? I think they need to play at an elite level for a long time, and then get back to the playoffs together to really put the work in to get the job done. Would be my guess. I know like betting sites have the Cavs at plus 1,900, which means,
of course you would know that. Of course you would know that.
You put $100 on it, and they do win. That's actually to win the championship. So to win the East, let's see what that is. Sorry, I'll look that up.
Gamblers on top of that.
The point is, we are pretty far down the totem pole when it comes to all the really, really good teams, despite our 13-0 start. So I'm going to spit on this, but I hope that you can pull this clip in June and make me look silly.
Lysandra.
I'm gonna sip. And as I sit here and I'm looking at the schedule and I'm just looking at the teams that are in the East, the Cavs are off to a super hot start, but the Celtics, that's going to be hard to get through to defending champs. And some of the other teams like the Bucks, yes, they started slow. Yes, they're 3-8 right now, but you have to take into account that maybe that's their slump right now, and they're going to hit their high here soon, and it's going to be, on the Cavs to continue that elite basketball that Andy was talking about. They're going to have to sustain that, and so as long, I'll believe it when I see it. So, once they're able to sustain that elite level of basketball, we can talk about winning the East. They have a great chance of doing it, but they're going to have to get through some really tough teams that are probably not on their A game right now, but best believe there's going to be a few of those teams that are going to be on their A game here soon and get it together, and they're going to have to withstand that and hold on to that top spot in the East. So that's going to be the true test.
Okay. Roger. Oh, geez.
I'm not allowed to sip on it, so I'm going to spit on it. You know what? I'm going to spit on it because what's your goal? All right. Tonight we played the Sixers, and their star's not going to play back-to-backs. You know what I mean? Because they know that they're going to be into the playoffs, and they'll worry about seeding, in April and May. They'll worry in April. They'll worry about seeding and where they're going to fall. Because they know that they have people on the injured reserve. What is the goal for the season? Is it to win the East? Because to look back, was it 2018 with the Atlanta Hawks, best team in basketball? They tore through the regular season because it's easy to go from city to city and beat a team one night. Boom, you're on an airplane, you're beating somebody else next night, then you're home 2 nights beating somebody. And it's easy to beat teams one night and go into the next. But when you talk about a 5-game and 7-game series, what are you building towards that? Are you building towards beating the Celtics in a 7-game series? That's what's important. And if winning the East comes along with that, then great. You know what I mean? But does Donovan Mitchell need to score 30 or 40 points every night like last year? No, he does not. Does Darius Garland need to be out there? It's management of players' time. You know what I mean? How much effort what does winning the East do for you as far as winning the NBA championship? You know what I mean? In the end. So I don't know.
All right.
I'm not sipping, I'm spitting, and I'm going to chug on top of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Shame on you, Funky Dong. That's very rude.
Yeah.
He's being mean in the comments.
I do want to clarify to our audience out there that what does winning the East have anything to do with winning the championship? You can't win the championship without winning the East. So I just want to put that out there. But you know what? I am going to chug like the Cleveland Cavaliers will be chugging champagne come June. You guys are a bunch of pussies. I'm one thing worse than Cleveland choking in most of their major sports is their fans fanning scared. This is a kick-ass team. It kind of reminds me of like the 1995 Cleveland Indians. Yeah, we didn't win the World Series, but damn it, we were the best team. I feel like this Cavaliers team has a chance to be the best team in the NBA. Will they win it? I don't know. They still got that Cleveland in front of them thing that they got to get over. But damn it, the way they play, it's like, I look at them and it's like they got Donovan Mitchell. You got a dog. That's not just a superstar. That's a dog. And he made Darius Garland. He's a dog now too. Now he stays healthy. That's why on the third statement I was saying about the health. It is about the health because if these guys are healthy, I don't see teams beating them in a 7-game series. How do you beat them? They can beat you multiple ways. They got a coach in Kenny Atkinson who last time I checked has ties to Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors. This Cavs team could possibly be the next iteration of the Golden State Warriors. I'm not saying 4 straight, finals appearances. I'm not saying that, but this has a championship window of multiple years. This team is really, really good. And you guys are like, I don't know if they're going to win. Fuck it. in Cleveland, there's not many times that we can say, oh, we're going to fucking win this thing. With the Guardians, it's like, oh, we're going to play hard. And we're, in that we played really hard and we played really well against the Yankees. And we still got smoked 4-1. But now this Cleveland Cavaliers team is different. We are better. We have athletes that are better. We have better basketball players than other teams. We have the better team for once, Cleveland. Wake the fuck up. This is a championship team, and let's just go do this. And I'm chugging again because now my throat's a little sore and I'm a little bit under the weather.
Wow. Well, I did look it up, and it's Cavs are plus 800 to win the East. So
it'll get better. It'll get better.
Well, if they keep winning,
it'll get worse for betting. I know you want the long shots. I get it.
I'm saying, do you want to put a little action on that with me?
Yes. Yeah, why not?
How much? How much are you comfortable?
I don't know. I'll put in a 50 spot. You go another 50. We'll put $100.
We'll do $100.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Fuck it. Let's win this. We got dogs, right, Lysandra? We got dogs.
Hell yeah. Go hard or go home, bitches.
We got dogs.
I can't see that shit, man.
Cavaliers win the Eastern Conference.
Yep.
$100 wagered.
Let's go.
Pays out $800.
Oh, yeah.
They're better than Boston. I truly believe that they're a better team. I think they got the pieces and the parts, and and I'm not going to sit here and just keep going on and saying the same things over and over again. I could do that, but Roger's already beaten me to it tonight.
Okay. I think you should end the segment.
And that will end another rousing edition of Spit, Sip, Chug. Thanks for all the participants, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, Andy.
All right, now do you want to transition to your other?
Yes. Okay, so this is the hottest new segment that we got going. I make beautiful clips. And Lysandra, yours will be the first one clipped tomorrow if you want to go do this. If you want to go do some rapid fire. That's right, Lysandra. It's time. I am going to read you a question. You have 3 seconds to answer. Now, Andy doesn't like that I say 3 seconds, just answer as soon as possible, but there's got to be a little bit rules and regulations to this. So 3 seconds to answer yes or no, and I don't need any other words, but if you'd like to put them in there, hey, you're a woman, I can't tell you no. So here we go. The Cleveland Browns can win 8 games in a row.
No.
Andrew Berry needs fired.
No.
Kevin Stefanski needs fired.
Yes.
The grounds crew needs fired.
No.
Browns need to draft a franchise quarterback.
Yes.
Cavs can win the NBA championship.
Yes.
Kenny Atkinson will win Coach of the Year.
Yes.
Darius Garland is great again.
Yes.
Jared Allen is fucking awesome.
Yes.
The Guardians will be players this offseason.
Yes.
The Buckeyes will win the Big Ten.
Yes.
Michigan hired the wrong guy as their head coach.
No, I enjoy watching them lose.
Andy is an alcoholic.
What?
Andy is an alcoholic.
Yes.
Thank you.
And in Columbus is a winner.
Yes.
Roger is the glue that holds the Dawg Chug together.
No.
And finally, what is the best Thanksgiving Day meal side dish?
Can I get a mulligan on that one? Roger is. He's the centerpiece of every joke. I'm sitting here watching him. Sometimes we sit here and watch him on his iPad, and he doesn't hear a word we're saying.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving Day side dish?
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah, that's the number one answer. And hey, Lysandra, you are off. Rapid fire.
Nice job, Lysandra.
Nice
I don't know
job.
if you caught that, but in the middle of rapid fire, you just told Lana to eat a dick.
She did.
Oh! Hey, as long as it's Kevin's, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
We're going to move it along to our final segment of the night,
Your
which
favorite.
That was a painful
Lysandra,
answer.
Let me
though.
tell you something.
Oh.
If I don't put this together every week, this don't happen.
I know that's
Let
why.
me tell you.
That was a drunken.
Ed does all the work, but let me tell you something. This don't happen if I don't put it together every week.
That is true because Ed and I only continue to do this show because we'd feel really bad that Roger lost something so important to him.
Right. If this ended, they know that it was just like Wednesdays. I'd be here by myself.
He's off to the insane asylum. He's in a padded room. Yeah.
I would be here Wednesday nights by myself with Pronk's dog, that idiot, arguing with that nitwit.
If Roger passed on tomorrow, Ed and I would immediately find something more interesting to do with our Wednesdays. That's true.
Right. If I got like a job on Wednesday nights delivering pizza or something, they would be gone.
All right. We don't have to feel guilty about quitting. Awesome.
I'm going to join that bowling league, Andy.
It'd be so much more fun to do bowling. And the audience would be happier. So whatever. All right. But thank you for that. We're going to move it along to our final segment, which is the greatest pool. We're going to pick 5 games, 5 NFL or college games. Sorry, we can't pick the Cavs, but that's not in the rules. If we all get them right, we're going to win some money, and I'm going to split it amongst the 4 of us, which will be awesome.
Ooh.
We got the first pick was from my daughter, Krista, and she said the only team worse than the Browns is the Jets, so I'm taking the Jets. I said, that doesn't even make sense. And she said, well, that's who I'm taking. So she picked the Jets against, I got to put these in. Sorry.
Are they playing the Colts?
They are playing the Colts, who went back to Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
So maybe she knows something. Where are you, Jets? There you are. Okay. Lysandra, you're up next. Any college team, any NFL team, you can ask, and I can give you the spread. If you need to think about it, we can come back to you.
No, I think I'm going to go for the Bills over the Chiefs.
Okay. Bills are a 2.5-point favorite against the Chiefs. Sorry, I didn't say this, but the Jets are actually giving 3.5 to the Colts.
Wow.
So we've taken 2 favorites so far. Roger.
I can't get the games, can't come up on my phone.
Well, if you give me the names of teams you're interested in.
What are the Lions doing?
You know what?
The Lions are 12.5-point favorites against the Jaguars.
Oh, man, where's it at? In Florida?
It's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit. God damn, I want to look at the rest of the schedule. Come back to me.
What are the Buckeyes spread against Northwestern?
No, Bucket. Yeah, I'm going to bet on the Buckeyes game.
Ohio State is giving 29.5 points to Northwestern.
Damn, it's at Wrigley Field, but home runs are worth 6. Give me the Buckeyes of Ohio State, the world famous Buckeyes, as Gus Johnson would say, because of Jesse Owens.
Okay, you got it. Okay.
Can I change a pick?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Okay. What if? What do you have for the Commanders Eagles?
Wow, man.
Let's see. Looking. Why am I not seeing them? Eagles.
It says tomorrow they're playing.
Okay.
Commanders Eagles.
There they are. Philadelphia is giving 3.5 to Washington in Philadelphia.
Oh.
So the Philly is the favorite.
Philly is the favorite.
I'm actually gonna go for the Commanders on that one.
Wow.
Love it.
I figure if you throw something in, like you want to make the stakes a little higher, right?
All right.
Go out on a limb.
All right, I'm going to take the Bills off, unless Roger would like to take the Bills. Roger?
No, okay, I'm looking now. Tomorrow's Commanders and Eagles, right? Okay,
Yes.
I'm on the right schedule. All right. Who's been picked already? And man, I can't give 12 points. What's the line on the Falcons and the Broncos?
Oh.
Atlanta is getting 2.5 points from.
How about Atlanta's getting 2.5?
Yep.
Okay, what's the line on the Texans and the Cowboys?
Houston on Monday night is giving 7.5 to the Cowboys.
And where's that at? Texas? In Dallas?
In Dallas.
Wow.
Ooh, no, go back to give me the what was it? Oh, give me the Falcons and the points.
Okay.
All right. You have got it. We've got 5. I'm going to submit these picks, and we're going to win for the first time. It's going to be fantastic.
Lysandra, I got a question for you.
I can't wait. I need it for.
What's that?
I need it for
I haven't given my pick yet.
Oh, sorry.
It's my
Can
fault.
Yeah.
Can I address our fans that comment? Oh, we're not done.
Hold on one second. So I have this theory. Whenever you fire a coach or a
you're going. I know where you're going.
So I'm going Bears. They got rid of their offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
They're going to come out like gangbusters, and they're going to play awesome, and then they're going to regress the next week. So I like Chicago getting 6.5 from the Packers.
Yeah.
Now we have 5, and now I hit submit.
Well,
Okay.
like I said, I wanted your take on Bo Nix. Do they like him in Denver? What's your because you're in?
I would have to say initially when he was drafted, people were like, "What the fuck?
That's kind
Who
of
the fuck is this guy?" But they're all about Bo Nix right now because of just because of I think he's been pretty solid. Like my husband James, he's like, I don't want to like him, but so he was pissed off when they picked up.
Yeah, okay, all right.
He was like, "What the fuck?" But I don't really think he's a fan of Sean Payton in general. So yeah, he's just trying to make like a Saints number 2. That's what it seems like to me. He brought over his shitty kicker, So
he got blocked in Kansas City, and Kansas City should be have one loss, but
yeah. But that was a hell of a game. I actually enjoyed watching the Broncos lose, but just me.
Roger, you were saying?
Oh no! I'm not saying anything. I was going to address all the comments, but because I don't read them. You know what I mean? They're over here, but I read them all, and I'm not gonna bother.
Okay, that's probably smart.
It's the one about my son Jack. Does Jack ever get a night off? Number one. Now I put my kids out there, and I talk about them on social media, so it is fair game to mention my kids. But I'll tell you this: somebody else DM'd me once that. Am I some crazy dad, that drags his kids? I was at work today and I got a text message from my 10-year-old dad. I want to go back to the simulators tonight. You know what I mean? I don't force my kids to do anything when it comes to. I make them play sports. They can pick the sports, but your ass is going because you're not sitting in your bedroom playing Nintendo or Xbox. You know what I mean? My boys love going and playing baseball. Going to Jack. Like Ed's son playing hoops. We were invited to the boot. What I was going to get you was the Bougie Thanksgiving thing coming up. And Lysandra, your daughters play soccer, right? As a parent, you know what I mean? We kind of push our kids, but I just talk to my kids about baseball. They make me drive them. You know what I mean? Like I've given my kids the love of sports and the I don't know, the love to compete, and they're the ones that want me to drive them. I don't make them do. I sign them up and say, "Hey, you're doing something. Pick it." You want to play piano? I'll sign you up for that. You're going to do that. Whatever it is, you're not just sitting at home. But as parents, man, you have the Thanksgiving thing coming up, and it's just isn't it crazy? And I'm just saying this because somebody, you mentioned my kid. Does Jack get a night off? Jack makes his own schedule. You know what I mean? And that's what they pick.
I respect the point, but in his comments, he explained he didn't even know your kid was Jack. That wasn't what he was referring to.
Are you sure?
Awkward.
I mean, didn't know your kid's name was Jack. I do believe him. I think I don't know what we were talking about.
Well, he's trolling me through the whole show.
Well, he did troll Ed.
He trolled me, said I'm Amish, and I actually that's a compliment. We have a better brand of Amish in Ohio, by the way, a better brand of Amish.
But you know what, though, and it had nothing to do with it. I saw that, and somebody recently sent me about, hey, your kids, do you make them play I'm some Gestapo fucking baseball dad?
Sure.
That drags them.
Set the record straight.
I want to come home and sit in my fucking chair and go on X, and they make me take them.
Yeah. No, okay. You've set the record straight. You are not that type of father.
No.
You encourage Jack because if he wants to do it, it's better than sitting at home playing Nintendo. I agree with that.
So, Sandra, I need your takes. I know you're a big fight fan. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Who wins?
Oh my Lord! I would love to see Mike Tyson do it at 50-something years, or what is he now?
58.
So,
Yes.
listen, they could tie Mike Tyson's hands behind his back, and he could beat him with his fucking head.
I'm ready for
Mike
it. I'm here
Tyson
for
would
it.
Beat him.
I
with
have a
just his
take.
head.
I have a take for you, Ed.
Yes.
Miocic or Jones?
Oh my God. Okay, so obviously I want Stipe to win, but here's the thing: John Jones, like Dana White said, he's the best pound for pound when healthy. I think Stipe does better than expected, and I think the fight goes longer than expected. But I just think that if this fight would have been 3-4 years ago, like Stipe is really in the, taking a lot of shots. The Daniel Cormier trilogy took a lot out of him. Then the Ngannou, fight. So Stipe, I mean, that's the thing. And John Jones, even though he's older, with all the suspensions that he's had and all this, he doesn't have the wear on the tires. Now, believe me, he's not a spring chicken, but he's still got a little bit more gas left that, it's hard for me to pick against him. But I wouldn't be surprised if Stipe won. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised either. Stipe has some mad knockout power, but and he's no slouch on the ground. But if John Jones takes it to the ground, I think that it's over. I think that if they keep it a stand-up match, then I think that it's going to go a little further.
Exactly. That's what Stipe has to do, and good luck to him. And it's one.
Keep it on the feet.
Two fighters, and it's funny because Stipe is the hero, and then you got Jake Paul from Northeast Ohio, and he's not the hero.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's like people love to hate him too, so it's like
but he's done a lot for boxing because let's be real.
For women's boxing, he has too. I mean,
if boxing gets mad, like he's not a real boxer, he's not a real boxer. But Canelo doesn't fight that much. You talk about boxing, it's not the same as it used to be. So the boxers should be kissing Jake Paul's ass because he's getting more money for the.
And he's also called out Dana White for underpaying those fucking fighters.
That's correct.
And that I'll give him that. Like he needed to call them out. He needed to call Dana White out on that because a lot of these guys are going to the PFL. They're going to Bellator. I mean, Ngannou owns part of Bellator now.
Oh, does okay.
Or PFL, one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. He went somewhere else, but now he has part ownership, and he's making way more money. So yeah, Dana White's definitely stiffing his fighters.
All right.
Yeah, but Andy, you betting on that fight at all? Anything?
The Stipe fight?
Yeah.
I would parlay it with like the Cavs game, and I would unfortunately bet against Stipe because.
Okay. What about the Jake Paul fight? What do you think is going to happen?
I would put money on Jake Paul because it's going to go to a decision, and
I know
they're just gonna like punch like girls over
pillow fight,
and they're gonna collect their dough, and good for them.
Yeah.
Shame on me for buying into the hype, but I will be watching it, and I'm sure I'll be disappointed.
Fair enough.
There's no shame in buying into that hype. I don't care.
Well, hopefully,
my guilty pleasure is all
amazing. I mean, it would be so fun if Mike Tyson knocked him out, but it's just not going to happen. I'm spitting on that one. That should have been spit, sip, chug.
Andy, you're more than welcome to get into that Google Doc.
I'm commenting on my own deficiencies of not making that spit, sip, chug. So
you're lucky Elon. You're lucky Elon and Vivek don't come after you because that new Department of Governmental Efficiency might take you out, Andy.
All right. Yeah. Very good. Well, this has been a great.
I'm out of beer.
What's that? You're out of beer? This has been a great episode of Cavs Chug. We've told many people tonight to eat a dick, which is always fun.
Always.
So we're having a good time. Lysandra, you were just so fucking good. Everyone's talking Cavs.
The greatest
no one
comeback
can do
ever.
it as intelligently as you. Brought up so many amazing points. We love when you come on.
And we won't tell Lana that you want Kevin Stefanski fired. We won't say it.
I'm clipping it and sending it to her as soon as this is over.
We won't.
You know what? Let's save it for the Thanksgiving special. We could drop.
Really? Are you trying to start Thanksgiving drama among the family?
Look, when there's drama between shows and on shows, it makes everything better. It's better for the audience, and we're all about our viewers, obviously.
All two of them.
Yes, both of them.
Yep.
I just say he gets fired and then retires and then marries Lana. How about that?
She would be happy.
They run away together like in Tombstone, Wyatt Earp.
Yeah.
Wyatt Earp and the girl from China Beach.
He's going to immediately be on a different team. He's going to get signed.
There you go.
And he'll probably do much better. He'll learn some things.
I don't know.
He'll get one from Lana, and then he'll get one from the Super Bowl that he wins from some other team.
All right. When Stefanski gets fired, will he go to another team within a year. That'll be Spit Sip Chug next week.
Probably will. Why not have Schwartz take over?
He'll be the Detroit Lions OC next year.
All right. Very good.
Probably will.
All right. Well, listen, I'm drinking water, so
Boo.
I'm gonna go to bed.
That explains a lot.
It's very important that I do this. My God, did I I'm not even kidding. It was unhealthy what I did, but
Lush.
I had fun. That's what's important. It's most important. Ed, thank you so much. You were great tonight. Roger, I mean, you called out so many. Anthony Lima, Joe Thomas,
Everybody.
Jedrick Will,
All
Pronky Dong. I love it. Please, next week, make a top 10 of people I want to make eat a dick. Everyone, tune in for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's such a juvenile it's like 6th grade. Dude,
we're not above that here. We're not above that.
Not at all.
You get so frustrated. When you get so frustrated, that's your comeback. Eat a dick. It's just like, give it up. Don't troll. You're not good at it. You're bad. You're really bad. Just like shit on Twitter and just go away and shit. Do something like that.
Everybody, if you're on X, tell Roger to eat a dick.
Or eat a dick. Dude, eat a dick.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to call it drink if you got them. Go Cavs. Let's win number 14 on Friday. And let's see how many we can go from there.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, everyone. And
Go Cavs.
Go Cavs.